Hello everyone, welcome to the video and to my home. My name is Rico and I am your psychopathic life coach, and I am here to help you to become the best version of yourself. So join me, won't you? Today's first lesson is about becoming Zen. Now, I'm not a Zen monk, and nor do I have the intention of ever becoming one. However, I do take much inspiration in the way the monks continue to live their lives, the simplicity of their lives, the concentration and mindfulness with which they approach each activity, the calm and peace in which they approach every day. You likely don't want to become a Zen monk either, but by following a few basic guidelines, you will live a more Zen-like life. So, why should you try to live more like a Zen monk? Well, who among us couldn't benefit from a little more focus, serenity, and mindfulness in their lives? Since Zen monks have dedicated their lives to being present with what they do and to helping others for hundreds of years, it acts as a model for our lives, and whether or not we ever achieve the ideal is quite irrelevant. But for those who want a few more details, I've decided I'd share some of the ideas I've found to work well in my Zen-like living. Now, I'm not a Zen master, nor am I a Zen Buddhist monk. However, I've discovered that such values can be applicable to any life, regardless of one's moral views or standard of living. Some of these ideas are easy and very straightforward. Some are fast and some are slow, and will be a continuous work in progress for the foreseeable future. But when all of these techniques are combined, they will have life-changing effects on your overall well-being. So, let's begin, shall we? Number 1. Minimize your everyday tasks to the bare essentials. It's always more important to clean out the needless clutter before starting on something else, and that's precisely what these first 2 points are about. The first area to focus on is your physical activity. This entails defining what is unwanted or unimportant but also seems to be taking up your time, and then either eliminating or reducing them as much as possible. Now, it's not about simplifying the physical life when it comes down to it. Simplifying your physical environment is only beneficial because it reduces the mental clutter, not the physical. This has relevance in every part of your life, including personal, educational, spiritual, religious, and psychological as well. Number 2, cleanse your mind. We don't really know how much external stimulus has an effect on our mental state. It has the ability to cloud our minds, distract us, totally detract and redirect us, as well as make us more violent, afraid, and paranoid, among other things. It has the potential to have almost any impact on us. This process is all about what's referred to as mental food, and it's crucial. What exactly do I imply when I say mental food? This covers everything from individuals and their environments to different types of media such as television, internet, watching YouTube, listening to audio books or podcasts, basically the internet as a whole. A mind cleanse involves purging or reducing the negative mental food from any of these groups in order to cleanse our minds. It's entirely up to you whether you do a mind cleanse over time or in a week or 2. It simply depends on your situation. When you do this, you'll find that you'll naturally turn inward more than ever. That is, you would be much more likely to sit down and read, meditate, or engage in more nourishing practices than you were before. And it's almost as if you're drawn to these topics more now than ever, as if you're driven to do so. Number 3. Take a fresh look at your ambitions and your aspirations. Most of us are aiming for something. We have a dream or a vision that we want to fulfill, and we are excited about how our lives will change once we do. Getting a dream and having a vision is sufficient in several respects. However, it is normal for us to become obsessed of it, to the point that we persuade ourselves that we won't be satisfied until we obtain it. This type of attachment is very dangerous, and sadly most of us have succumbed to it. The following action is to assess this very thing. The main goal here is to start noticing the negative thought patterns you have in your mind so you can start to let them go. This process is critical because our commitment to a dream or objective, as well as the belief that I'll be happier when this or that happens, keeps us from experiencing peace and pleasure in the present moment. Number 4. Create a daily routine for yourself. We sometimes consider terms like order and structure to be dull and only marginally useful in some contexts, when in reality, and when used correctly, they can be fertile ground for much harmony, joy, and liberation. So how do you do it? Well, since there is less to think about, an everyday schedule, for example, makes for a quieter mind. In the end, that's what you want. Nothing to worry about, more time to experience the peace of the present moment. By creating a daily routine and a sense of order in your life, you will eliminate a lot of the sensation that you have to do something. As a result, you'll be able to clear out more emotional clutter and have more peace and calm and tranquility. Number 5. Begin a meditation routine at home, but keep it simple and comfortable. Make it something you can easily blend into your everyday life. It's possible that once you start your meditation session, you'll find it challenging to maintain consistency, as everyday life tends to try to get in our way. Overall, the goal is to make sitting down to meditate as easy as possible. If you can do so, you've already overcome a significant obstacle to living with the Zen spirit in your daily life. Now, don't underestimate the value of meditation. It has numerous benefits, and it's one of the most significant, if not the most important things you can do to achieving your Zen. Number 6. Identify and eliminate all obstacles. Face your challenges rather than running away from them. All of us have been conditioned since childhood to avoid confronting our challenges by distracting ourselves from them. This behavior follows us into adulthood, where we spend the rest of our life trying to escape our issues, and we've been programmed to believe that the best way to escape our troubles is to drown them in bad habits. But the truth is that unless you summon the bravery to confront your challenges and lean into them, that is, face them head on, you'll never be able to solve them or achieve peace and fulfillment. Now, this can be a daunting task, but it is well worth the effort, so don't be afraid to dive right in. Number 7. Surround yourself with the power of mindfulness. Mindfulness is an energy in many respects. It's very infectious. You will become more mindful for the remainder of your life if you practice this regularly. Mindfulness practice builds on itself in this manner. Instead of sitting to meditate for a few minutes 1 or 2 times a day, it's essential to practice mindfulness throughout the entire day. You'll see the tremendous impact living with mindfulness has on every part of your life if you live with the spirit of greater consciousness in everyday interactions. Give your full presence around loved ones and giving your full focus during your work. Number 8. Do one thing at a time. Do just one thing, but whatever it is, give it your full, undivided attention. As you can see, the mindfulness exercise and this are very close, but one thing isn't. Mindfulness can be practiced independently. The goal is to get you used to not trying to multitask and to start getting in the habit of letting go of the thoughts in your head for at least a brief moment of time during your everyday life. and doing things with a precise and fixed mind. When you incorporate this exercise, as well as mindfulness, into your everyday life, you'll notice a more sense of peace and independence. These are values that we will use to strengthen our love for life, and it is through first learning these principles that we can continue to develop our reverence and appreciation for life. Every moment, every connection, and everything becomes perfect and endlessly important when you live this way. And anything as simple as a tree or flower may have meaning. And you can recognize your own worth and beauty, and as a result, you'll realize you never needed anything to be filled up because you were already full. So that's our little lesson for today. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to leave a comment down below. I love you all, my friends, and I'll see you on the next one.